Hola, Fede, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, Dominique. Buenos días, buenas tardes, buenas noches.
Sí, así es. Y feliz viernes.
Sí, ya por fin viernes. Hoy ya rico descansar este fin de semana. Además que es Día de las Madres acá en Colombia, ¿no? Creo que en México también, ¿no?
Sí, en México también. Y de hecho, este año coincidió con los Estados Unidos y México, porque normalmente es del
Ah,
este,
sí.
¿no? Sí,
Claro, claro. Ah,
pero
no,
sí,
va a
qué
ser un buen fin de
emocionante.
semana.
Sí, así va a ser. Si quieres, Fede, yo voy compartiendo mi pantalla.
Sí, dale, listo, Dominique.
Muy bien. Ay, perdón, puse algo que no quería poner. Aquí vamos. Muy bien, pues bienvenidos a todos al elcolesigue de nuevo. Ya tenemos muchísimos videos. ¿Sí has visto tantos videos en nuestro canal, Fede?
Sí, sí, está, o sea, ya tenemos más de 200 videos en total, o sea, no solo los del Core Sigue, sino de otros tutoriales, de otros webinars. Es más, ahí estamos también para organizarlos también en otras, o sea, ya tenemos una lista de reproducción de varios, pero vamos a organizarlas también como por temas y todo eso. Estamos en esto.
Sí, ya también tenemos como muchos subscribers. ¿Cómo se dice? Subscriptores.
Suscriptores, sí, 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 también. Oye, eso pues interesante que ayer ya llegamos creo que a los 7,000 suscriptores.
Sí, es increíble.
En tan pocos meses que llevamos aquí con el canal.
Sí, pero así andamos, todos aprendiendo juntos. Y
Total.
hablando de eso, ayer me encantó la sesión de Sean Williams. Él nos dio una sesión de Google Art and Culture y la verdad, los recursos ahí me sorprendí porque llevo, la verdad, un tiempo sin verlos. Y ya anoche, como me metí, ya después de trabajar, me metí para ver más cosas, porque la verdad, hay muchísimos museos, arte, experimentos. No había visto eso. No sé si tú sí, Fede.
No, la verdad es que también yo descubrí muchas cosas que no conocía. Como les decía ayer, lo que más hago con Google Arts es jugar con, con el selfie.
Ajá.
Y también tiene la opción de AR que uno puede poner como obra de arte. Eso pues también lo uso, pero hasta ahí la verdad no lo había usado tanto como lo usa, pues como nos enseñó ayer Sean.
Sí, la verdad tenía como ideas muy buenas para usarlo en el salón y como nos estaba enseñando paso a paso de todas las cosas que nos está brindando Google ya, más que todo en este tiempo que la verdad tengo unas ganas de viajar, ahorita que no puedo y la verdad me encantó. Y como puedes ver ahí en los comentarios de Luis y Juan Manuel y Ana María, como todos estaban como súper interesados, lo están recomendando y me encantó, ay, ups, perdón, moví mi mouse por ahí, pero me encantó lo que dice María del Rosario, que va a compartirlo con su maestro de arte y va a volver loca. Pero muy bien, eso fue la primera sesión y ahí puse el link, es googleartsandculture.com para que todos puedan estar explorando por ahí. Y después tú estabas para esta sesión de Dale.
Sí, exacto. Yo estuve en la sesión de Dale, estábamos hablando de, o sea, vamos a estar también buscando oportunidades para presentar proyectos de innovación de los que se han presentado en las academias de Google. Pues, precisamente estuvimos hablando del proyecto de Dale que se llama EdPins y es un proyecto que lo que busca es que los colegios se puedan ubicar en el mapa, pero que sea más, que vaya un poquito más allá de los reviews genéricos que hay en Google Earth o en Google Maps, perdón, sino que más bien tenga algo más específico a cuáles son las metodologías del colegio y que así cuando una persona quiera de pronto buscar un colegio con el cual va a trabajar, busque uno que tenga como cosas similares. Pues estuvo muy interesante todo lo que nos estuvo compartiendo Dale de cómo fue la escuela de innovación. Nos contó que aplicó más de una vez pues le habían dicho varias veces que no y que ese proceso de no entrar lo ayudó a él también a crecer como profesional porque pues él estaba pensando en identificar mejor los problemas y fue muy interesante pues conocer ya de su experiencia y vamos a estar buscando de pronto otras sesiones en las que los innovadores nos compartan así sus proyectos y también pues lo que vivieron.
Sí, de hecho, y me encanta que platicó de eso, porque yo creo que, no sé para ti, Fede, pero también a mí me pasó como la primera vez y ya fue la segunda vez que sí fui a Mountain View en 2014, pero en 2012 no entré y pero la verdad me ayudó más como buscar más oportunidades de colaborar y aprender y todo eso.
Sí, yo también justo ayer le comenté eso, que yo también apliqué antes y me habían dicho que no y pues a uno le llega, uno empieza a ver, o sea, yo todavía tengo por ahí las aplicaciones anteriores, entonces el otro día dije, mira, aquí hay un ejemplo de una mal hecha, era la primera, o sea, pues era la mía, entonces, era muy genérica, no identificaba problemas, entonces sí, es interesante ver cómo uno va como que siendo más exigente y tiene un mejor ojo para los problemas.
Sí, yo creo que la verdad, hoy día como todos estamos ya entendiendo eso mejor, que cuando no es un fracaso por decir, es una oportunidad para aprender, ¿no?
Exacto.
Con todo en la vida, pero también con eso de la enseñanza y las herramientas nuevas y los retos que todos estamos enfrentando ahorita.
Exacto.
Muy bien, pues Fede, yo pensé, como ya es viernes y ya como estamos compartiendo cosas divertidas y como cortitas por aquí, hay dos herramientas que cuando yo estoy dando un taller como en vivo, presencial con alguien por ahí, y estamos esperando que lleguen todos, siempre les pongo esas dos actividades. Sí los conoces, ¿verdad, Fede?
Sí, claro.
Pues muy bien. En caso si alguien que está viendo no conoce esas herramientas, están chistosas, la verdad. Pero uno se llama Quick Draw y el otro se llama Auto Draw. Así que, Quick Draw, voy a ver. Fede, ¿me dices si ves mi pantalla o no? Porque solo estoy compartiendo pestaña.
Sí, es ahí no.
Ok, dame chance. Ahorita lo voy a compartir de nuevo. Y nada más les enseño eso y les digo, a ver si funciona, porque puede ser que como estoy streaming también, no sé. Ay, Dios. Ok. Me da como algo que tengo que dibujar aquí en mi pantalla y la verdad es como chistoso. No sé si me va a decir. No sé cómo eso parece.
Banco. Es barco de cruceros.
Mira, soy como súper buena. Pero bueno, te da como, ¿cómo se dice? ¿Cómo lo explicarías tú, Fede?
No, eso es, o sea, como Pictionary, ¿no? Que te dice la palabra y él pues tiene que adivinar la inteligencia artificial. Él te da como, ¿será que serían sustantivos, no? Porque sí, son cosas. Entonces tú tienes que dibujarla y lograr que él las entienda.
Sí, hago uno más
Parece
y ya, porque la verdad.
Dientes, o canoa.
Ups, no sé, estoy intentando
Me he
hacer dientes.
Lo sé, es boca.
Ah, muy bien. Pues es algo divertido para distraernos un rato y el otro se llama AutoDraw con Google y está aquí y eso es para personas como yo que diría que no soy tan artística, que eso me ayuda a dibujar mejor, porque, por ejemplo, si yo estoy, a ver si me deja, estoy imaginando de ir a la playa, no sé dónde poner el otro. Muy bien, pues apareció que, mira, qué bonito dibujé, ¿no? Bueno, es una herramienta para ayudarnos a dibujar mejor, es divertido y también está basado en inteligencia artificial. Así que no sé si tienes más comentarios tú, Fede, pero
no, el único comentario de pronto fue que yo sé que, o sea, Quick Draw o sea, nació primero y digamos que todas las personas que nos pusimos a jugar con eso alimentamos la inteligencia artificial para que luego existiera AutoDraw.
Ajá, ok.
Eso sí supe yo, y lo otro es que también el mismo AutoDraw está en Jamboard, también ahí, o sea, hace parte de Jamboard, entonces como que uno a veces dice, ay, qué rico esto, pero al final de alguna u otra manera ayudamos a crear una herramienta.
Sí, y la verdad sí están como divertidas para tus alumnos o para ti mismo, sí. La verdad. Y muy bien, Fede, también tenías algo que enseñarnos antes que empezamos con George, ¿no?
Sí, antes de empezar con George, les íbamos a compartir que pues uno de los patrocinadores del elcolesigue es Intel, y les queríamos compartir que Intel tiene unas guías para profesores para e-learning y unas guías para padres para e-learning, y esas guías las pueden descargar en estos enlaces, ya se los pongo. Guía Intel Profes, y ahí van a encontrar pues diferentes ideas y recursos para tener en cuenta ahora que estamos pues en el trabajo remoto. Entonces pues quería aprovechar para que tuvieran acceso a ellas y las descargaran si querían. Yo creo que les van a servir y también las van a poder pues compartir con sus profesores de sus colegios.
No, muy bien. Me encantan todos los recursos que nos están dando, tantos como empresas y compañías, sí, recordándonos que realmente todos estamos en lo mismo.
Sí, y bueno, rápido lo comento, pero la semana entrante yo sé que lo podremos hablar más, pero también para las personas que están en España y nos están viendo en España, Edelvives anunció hoy unas becas para quienes vayan a necesitar ciertas ayudas en todo lo que es materiales del colegio, pues en libros y eso. Entonces, la semana entrante ya tendremos más detalles y les compartimos, pero eso también es un apoyo pues muy bueno.
Súper. Muy bien. Pues Fede, yo creo que ya con eso, como tenemos un horario de nuevo súper bueno el día de hoy, estamos empezando con George Barcenas de nuevo. Y nos va a estar platicando de YouTube y cómo usarlo en el salón, más que todo con aprendizaje a distancia. Y de ahí viene Daniel Rezac.
Sí, Daniel viene de Tynker. Para los que no conocen Tynker, pues Tynker es para enseñar programación. Y es una página web, tiene muchas actividades. Y también, pues también justo vamos a estar hablando de qué tiene ahorita, qué tiene Tynker también en cuanto ahorita todo lo que es el apoyo a distancia, pues va a funcionar de esa manera. Y pues Dan, que trabaja en Tynker, pues nos va a compartir todo lo relacionado a la programación y cómo pues Tynker está apoyando en este momento a diferentes colegios.
Súper. No, es un día muy lleno de nuevo con cosas muy padres que vamos a ver el día de hoy. Y ya veo aquí en el streaming que tenemos nuestro invitado aquí con nosotros, ¿no?
Así es.
A ver si lo invito. Parece que está medio ocupado por ahí, no sé qué.
Con el Quick Draw quería que me dibujen. No sé si ustedes conocen Bob Ross. Bob Ross es un pintor. Este me gusta ahorita porque cuando tú estabas con un auto draw, yo was like, I can get draw too. Because eso es algo que aquí a veces cuando pienso con los niños estoy así, mirando, ellos no saben si es de verdad o de juego, pero ese también es con el filtro que uso. Pero voy a usar esta cara hoy para hacer esto. No sé si ustedes conocen este. No. Con este voy a usar hoy. Ok, ¿están listos?
Estamos listos. George, ¿te parece bien si pongo un video rápido?
Oh, sí, perdón. Primero video.
Sí, y después tu presentación. Muy bien.
Ok, vamos a ir con YouTube y voy a decir ahorita que mi padre está enojado conmigo porque dice que cuando él mira estos, yo hablo puro inglés, voy a Spanglish, voy a ir de los dos porque dice que necesito hablar los dos. Pero ahorita te voy a enseñar, or I'm going to show you guys my slide deck. So if you guys have been with me, you know this one is a little bit of a story. This is the one that we use with our students. So this is called Frankentech. We tried to create Apple creations. Apple is one of the most powerful devices, but we can't afford them. So our mindset was looking through Chrome eyes and using a little bit of Microsoft too as a broken tooth, is that we need to speak all languages and use all products. So this is kind of like when you see this, it's about like a little bit about who we are. The reason it's green is because all our colors together, we're a mixture, and these little dots that you see are the representations of the people who started this, and then the lines is the first class, is how many kids started this whole thing, and this is kind of a gift from them. Now, aquí, right here, is the link for my whole resource. I'm giving it to you because I'm going to go and I'm going to try to give you everything that I have in this time I have with you. So bit.ly, YouTube for all. And I want to show you how I use this and why I think this is a powerful, powerful device. All right, so right now, let me just make sure you understand why I think YouTube is powerful. I know right now Star Wars just happened. The 4th Be With You was a big day, but I grew up a lot watching both. So I just want to tell you, if you want to fight about Star Wars and Star Trek, they're both powerful, but in different ways. Star Trek is the exploration. You're going to go out and find new things and do that. YouTube fits that for me. YouTube is not perfect. You can find good videos and you can find bad videos. Kids can go on different paths. So what I want to show you is how can we make YouTube work for us, because YouTube is a powerful educational tool. So what I want to start with you right now is when we go to YouTube, where do we find the things we want? So the first idea I want you to know is this button right here. We need to use this button. We need to use this plus button to create playlists. So anytime you go to a video, if you click on the plus button, you can create a playlist so you can find it. Now, this is the one. This is my old teacher account. It's a personal account before I even knew about Google. I went through and I was looking at all these playlists, and I had to coach volleyball one year. I do not know anything about volleyball. So I went and broke everything down by what do I need to teach? And then I went and found YouTube videos that helped me figure out how I can do this in a better way, because YouTube has a video for everything. My mom even has a playlist for able to have all these different recipes she wants to try out. Now, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this live. I want you to know this slide deck is for you, but I want to show you how we can do this on YouTube. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to go to YouTube to show you what it looks like. So I'm going to go to another window, and here I am in YouTube. If you don't know how to get to YouTube, if you open up another tab, and in this tab, you just go through and type YouTube, you will get there. So right now I'm going to click in here, and you would type in YouTube, and youtube.com is where I'm getting all this from. No paid sites, nothing. I'm using YouTube. Now, when I go to YouTube, here I am. Now, here's the thing. Because this is my kids use my iPad, I don't watch Fortnite videos, but they have all this stuff here of custom Nerf builds. All this stuff shows up because this is the top part is your history. All the things that ever gets looked for is here. But I want to find videos that are powerful. Today, I'm going to show you one of my favorite videos, and it's called Lost Generation. Just to show you how I would do this, I would just type in Lost Generation. And when I hit this, it'll go to the videos. Now, when you type in Lost Generation, you'll go through every video there is, a title that way. The one I want to use is the one that was made by Jonathan Reed. It has 17 million views and was made 12 years ago. And he says, I guess I should finally get around putting something here. I was surprised it received so much attention. This is a kid who created this video, and I want to show you how I would do this. Now, I'm going to go to the video. So I've looked for the video. I went to YouTube. I looked for what I was looking for, and then I went to the video. So when I click on the video, I'm going to pause it because I don't want you guys to watch it yet. Okay, now when you watch it, here's the plus. Let me make sure you guys can see it. So right here is the plus symbol that I was talking about. Right below me here is the plus symbol. When you click on the plus symbol, it allows you to look. So right now you see these are all the playlists that I have. So I have hitting drills, I have track and field, I have shooting machine, which is a basketball. It's not like gun. Right now I have the media specialist stuff. I have Adobe After Effects. I have my Google Education. All these are playlists. Now right now I'm going to pretend I don't have this video, but I do. But right now I'm going to go down here to it says create a new playlist. So when I hit create a new playlist, I can now title a new playlist. And this one, I'm going to type it. I'm going to be George's Faves. So George's Favorites. I'm going to make sure, how do I want this playlist to be viewed? So if you click on me, you'll be able to find it if I make it public. I can make it unlisted, which is only the people that I share it with. So it's like view only to the people that I share the link to. Or I can make it private and you can never find this playlist because it's only for me. Right now, I'm going to make this public because I might want to share this to kids or I might want to share it to you. So when I click on public, I click create. Now you'll notice when I go back to click on this video again, you'll notice now this video is clicked on George's Favorites. Now I have a video that I can go and find that I've put together. So here's what happens sometimes to you guys when you guys look at YouTube. You find a video that one time, you found that secret video that teaches everything you wanted to use, and then you can never find it again because YouTube is growing exponentially. It's like the universe. It grows and grows, and you can't find that video anymore. So when you find that perfect video that fits what you want to teach, you need to make sure you put it where you can always draw from it, go through it. To give you an idea, just right now, I'm going to tell you, when a teacher came up to me and said, hey, I don't know how to teach this thing, I'm having this hard time, I went to my playlist and I shared that playlist, and all those videos came to that person. I have a teacher that's retiring this year, and her gift for the new teacher coming in, she's giving her playlist that she's gone through and built for years and years and years, because she understands the power of knowing where you're pulling videos from. So right now, if you don't know where this is at, know right now making a playlist will help you find what you need when you need it. Now that I've made a playlist, I want to make sure you guys see this. I've made a playlist. Where do I find it? Right now, I want you to know, and again, this is all in my instructions. I want to click on what I call the 3 tortillas. You click on this, and it opens up. Now, YouTube is supposed to keep you drawn in, so they're always trying to give you videos you can predict, like you want to see this one next, and you want to see this one next. Well, you can get lost, and it's not very helpful for when you want to find something. So I'm going to tell you, I always go, when I open it up, I go to home. So I always start at home base. And then here you'll notice you have something called your library. When you click on your library, right now you have all the videos in your history. So you can see my son's been watching a lot of these videos. But when I go down here, these are the playlists. So history's first, then playlist, the things I've created. So right now you'll notice I have a new video here called George's Favorites. Right now it's in here. I have one called Online Kindergarten, and I can go down to show you guys show more. So right now, here are all the videos that I have, show more. So I want to know right now all these videos that I had. I had to do a TK once. So right now I had to help a teacher with TK. She was looking for TK songs. I click on view full playlist. And now here are, we have the videos. Now, sometimes the videos are deleted because they're pulled away. You can't do anything about that. But if you want Slippery Fish, I Am Pizza, Pete the Cat, we have one about shapes, we have Giant Ball, Paw Patrol, all these videos that she wanted, I was able to create a playlist. Now, in my instructions, I first ask you to create a playlist and just have it. The second thing I'm going to ask you, and just so you know, I'm going to come back to this button, is I want to make sure you know this button has power. But I want you to know, I know I'm talking fast, but I want you to know the slide deck I gave you has everything. So let me swipe back to my slide deck. So down here, I asked you first to create a playlist. This is the video showing me how I did those steps with a TED Talk. So the first thing I wanted you to think about is collect video libraries. So a playlist is you collecting a video library that works for you. So you notice one of mine was Adobe After Effects. I had no idea what Adobe After Effects was, so I made a playlist of videos that I could follow. I didn't subscribe to people, because when you subscribe to people, sometimes some of the stuff they give you is trash. I want to select what I want. I'm like a guy at the farmer's market picking out the best ingredients, best tomatoes, best cucumbers, and from that, I'm making what I want to eat. The second thing with a playlist is that playlists are shareable. I can give you a playlist and you can have it just by sharing the link. So right now, this is how easy you do this. Remember that arrow I showed you? I'm going to go back and do this. When you go, you can do all these social media ones, which is fun. But right now, I want to just share the link. I want to give you the link and give you my playlist. So right now, I'm just going to swipe back again to the other screen so you can see what I look like at YouTube. So right now, back on YouTube, let's say you guys wanted this TK songs, which some of you may not want. But right now, right here, where this little arrow is, this little arrow that's there, when I click on it, it's going to open up that menu that I showed you the picture of. And all I have to do is copy this right now. I'm going to click copy. And then I can actually drop this in our chat. So right now, if I go in the chat, I could drop that and give that all to you, which doesn't seem like I can do right now. But right now, I could drop it in the chat, and then you guys would have that playlist. Just like that, bam, you have that playlist and it's yours. And then right now we have separate playlists. It's like making a copy and giving it to you. Now, back to my instructions. I want you to know creating a playlist is part one. Make sure you know I'm not asking you to find this perfect YouTube video. Find the one that fits for you. Now, here's the second thing I have for you with YouTube. Because it's so big, search with keywords. So right now, I'm going to tell you, when I do a YouTube search or a Google search, my YouTube searches are super long. So right now, if you guys look up here, if you guys look up what I'm writing, if you guys look, science fair projects, once I type that, you'll notice it just tries to predict. But you'll notice I'm starting to go for high school, and I was working with a school in Canada. I say high school for, and then you notice in Canada, California, I was able to select perfectly what they needed for what they were working on. So when you do a YouTube search, you should be writing the longest sentence possible. So it's like asking someone to make you the perfect taco. Do you want onions? Do you want what type of meat? What salsa do you want? Do you want no salsa? You got to be as specific as possible as you write out. So if you just write out science projects, well, you're going to get every science project in the world. It may not fit. So if you're doing it for 4th grade or 3rd grade, or for kids in Mexico, or for kids in Peru, make sure you're writing it as specific as possible, and you'll get what you need. Once you find that specific video that you want, add it to a playlist. Make sure you don't just try to remember where you found it or look through your history, because if your kids get a hold of your iPad, you're never going to find that video again, because it's going to be at the bottom of all those videos they watch. So right now, know when you do a keyword search, look for the longest form of the word that you can find, and it will look like a run-on sentence, but you'll get so much better results. So right now, the first one, make a playlist. The second one, search with keywords. Now, once you have that, again, I'm going through the Star Trek whole concept. Make a playlist, find the best videos you want, specify how you want them, make it into you search for keywords. I want you to think, how can we deliver those videos besides just sending them to YouTube? Because again, if you send the kids to YouTube, they're 2 clicks away from finding something you don't want them to watch. So right now, I want you to know, how do we give the kids that where you can actually make the experience for them? The tool that I use is a very special tool. It's called Google Slides. So if you were with me my first session, I talked about Google Slides and I showed a little bit of this, but know right now, Google Slides is my holodeck. If you know Star Trek, that's where you build an experience. So Google Slides is so powerful for me because what it allows me to do is deliver the content. I don't have to send them the YouTube video. I can send it through them in a slide. The second thing I can do is I can edit the video. I can make the video start and stop where I want it. And then we can give it to the kids as what's called published form, which means it looks like a web page. So let me do those actually live for you. So now what I'm going to do, same thing I did before, is I'm going to go back and forth from this. So let me get out of my presentation here so you guys can see this. I'm actually going to open up a Google slide and do this from scratch, and I'm just going to follow my directions. So I'm going to open up another window, and then up here where you have the tab, I'm going to do it. I can go to google.com, click on the waffle, and then go to slides. But an easier way is just to type in slides.new. And that means it opens up a Google slide from scratch. So here I am from a scratch Google slide. Here it is. And now I have something I can work with. The first thing I'm asking you guys to do is get rid of this. This is not a PowerPoint. So get rid of themes. So click on X, get rid of it. And then now you have a big screen to work with. The next thing I want you to do is I want you to know, if you click on this, if you're with me before, you know, if you click on this, all the options to edit come up, all these options to type. We don't want to do that. We want to delete these so we have a blank space. The quickest way to do this is if you click on something to edit, the edit options show up. If you click on the gray, everything goes away and the big 4 shows up: background, layout, theme, and transition. So if you go to layout, click on the one that's called blank to give you a blank piece of paper. Okay. In my instructions, I told you get rid of themes, give yourself the biggest frame, the layout, and now we can work with this. Now I'm going to tell you, if you're going to show a video, don't show it on white. Your eyes are going to be twitching back and forth, trying to figure out which one to look at. So the next thing we're going to do is, says we went layout to delete the backspace. We want to go background to make it black. Now look at your eyes for a second. You've been watching the screen. Your eyes will relax the moment it goes black. The moment it goes black, your eyes will relax and you're going to be able to watch the video in the best way. So right now we went black. Now again, just so you know, I'm going to go back and forth And I know I'm super excited. I'm going fast, but I want you guys to know, you guys have this video. You can go back and watch it. But I want you to know on slide 12, I just covered those steps. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue now to the next slide. So I'm going to go down to slide 13. And now I'm going to go to the next thing. We chose a blank layout. We set the background to black. So just know all I'm doing right now is I'm following the instructions so you guys can see it live so you know what it looks like. Now what we're going to do is we're going to insert this video. And then we're going to come up with this magic option right here. So I'm going to go back to my slide. I'm continue to following my steps for you. And right now I'm going to insert a video in here. The easiest way to insert a video inside a slide is go insert. And when you go insert, the option right here is right there. It's called video. Now, when you click on it, you know right now you can actually search YouTube right here. If you have the URL for the video, you can do that. Or if you have from your Google Drive, you can also do that. The video that I want to share with you guys is called Lost Generation. So I'm going to type this in. I hit enter. And now it's looking for that video inside of YouTube. I want this one, the one that I was read to you that I want. I click on it. It turns blue. And I clicked on select. And it drops the YouTube video into my slide. Now, the first thing I always do, just because I want it to be perfect, I go up and to the left to a corner. And then I pull opposite. If I pull from the opposite side, it keeps the dimensions good. It doesn't squeeze it. Now, if you click and hold shift down, if I click and hold shift, it doesn't let me go up and down. Notice right now, it keeps me level. It keeps me centered. What I want to do is I want to go to where it gets that red line. I actually did. I didn't hold shift down. It actually let me move up a little bit. I want the cross. Do you guys see the cross? That means it's centered perfectly in the middle of the page, and I let go. So right now, I inserted a video from YouTube by going up to insert. And in insert, I just dropped and searched for my video in there. Now, I'm telling you, if you know what your playlist is, you would just copy the link and drop it in here. Or if you know what it's called, I would recommend you doing your video searches through your playlist instead of you just randomly searching for a video this way, because it's harder to watch this way, but that's how quickly you can drop it in. All right, let's see what the next step is. So right now I'm going back up here. The next step is once you've done this, and this is a video here showing you what we're doing right now, but I'm doing it live for you because I want you guys to see. Now the steps here, let me make this a little bit bigger so you guys can see this. The steps here that we're going to do next is that we're going to go through and we want to make sure the video looks good. So we've opened up a slide. We want to make sure we insert the video by searching for Lost Generation. And now we're going to mess with the options for autoplay. Okay, so we're going to start the video at 0. And we're going to end the video at 50. So right now, if you look at this option that popped up on the side that I'm going to cover, start plus autoplay. Okay, so right now I want to make sure I autoplay the video and I start it wherever I want it. So if you ever want to start a video, let's say the beginning of the video is like 5 minutes of something you don't want to see, but at the 5:04 moment, that's where you want the video to start. This is where you start the video exactly where you want it. You edit the film to give the kids the content. So instead of showing them stuff that doesn't matter, get to what you want them to see. And if there's something you don't want them to see, please stop it before it gets to that point and the kids never see that. I'm going to tell you, one of the things I do is I stop every YouTube video 1 second before it ends so that the ads don't pop up. So right now, no, when I finish this, it's going to stop at 1:44 because I don't want the ads to pop up. And then right now, the end, I control the end. So I do what's called a cliffhanger. I'll let the kids go, I want to know more. So let's do that live. So right now, I'm going to do that live. In this, I'm going to go back to the slide that I've been working on so you guys can see how I'm doing this. And right now, I'm going to come over here where the options are. We want it to be at 0, and we want to stop it at 50. So all I do here is take away the time. So right now, where it says 1, I'm going to go 0. And when it says 45, I'm going to change it to 50. So right now, 50. Oh, I lost the little. So 50, okay? Start at 0 and end at 50. Now, one of the things that happens here, enter doesn't work in here. So just click off, and now it's locked. It's going to start at 0 and end at 50. And then I'm going to hit autoplay, and now you'll notice something here when I click present. So when I click present at the top, the video will play automatically without me doing anything. And you'll notice down here, there's a little white line that tells the video where to stop. Okay, now I'm not going to show it to you yet. I want to make sure I'm building up what I'm doing. But right now, no, I've just followed the steps that I've showed you. We're starting the video at 0, and we're ending the video at 50 because that's where I want it to be. So right now we're using Google Slides to deliver the YouTube video how I want it, okay? Now again, make sure you know all I'm doing is following my steps. Here's the next step. If you guys know what Control C does, it copies. Control V pastes. And Control D is the one that a kid told me, Mr. B, you're too slow. Control D duplicates whatever you're working on. So instead of starting a Control C and Control V, Control D, boom, you're done. Now, what we want to do now on the second video is we want to start it at 47 seconds. Remember, we ended it at 50, but I'm going to 47. And the reason I'm doing that is because I want to build anticipation. I want them to be like, oh, I know what's going to happen because I heard this part before, but I want them to kind of like remember a little bit so I can suck them in. Then remember, we're stopping the video at 144 so the ads never play. So if you ever want to give a video where you want the kids to see the ads, the pop-ups at the end, stop it 1 second before. Now let's go back to my slide so I can get this done quickly. The quickest way to do it is to make sure you click on the slide, and I'm going to go right here, Control D. And then now what it's going to do, it's going to duplicate the next slide. So now you'll notice right now, this is a copy of this. And if I click on the second slide and I click on the video here, you'll notice right now, it has the same time. It says stop at 50 and start at 0. But this time I want to change it up. So this time I want to go 1, remember 1, and then we want to go 144 because we don't want to show the ads, 144, and we want to start it at 47. So we're going to go 47. And then remember, don't hit enter, click off, and then it does it for you. So it's going to start at 47 and end at 144. And this has already been clicked, but you want it autoplay when presenting. So right now I'm going to hit present, and now the video will start in the middle.
And all of this will come true unless we choose to reverse it.
Okay, so like, again, all we did right now is we use these two videos, these two slides to edit the film so I can have it where it is. And then what I can do now is I can add an essential question. I can add something in between. So right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the end product. So right now, here is the video right now. Here's the example. So we have one video, then I have an essential question. Is this true? And what does this mean? So let me show you how we show this to the students.
I am part of a lost generation, and I refuse to believe that I can change the world. I realize this may be a shock, but happiness comes from within is a lie, and money will make me happy. So in 30 years, I will tell my children they are not the most important thing in my life. My employer will know that I have my priorities straight because work is more important than family. I tell you this, once upon a time, families stayed together. But this will not be true in my era. This is a quick fix society. Experts tell me 30 years from now, I will be celebrating the 10th anniversary of my divorce. I do not concede that I will live in a country of my own making. In the future, environmental destruction will be the norm. No longer can it be said that my peers and I care about this earth. It will be evident that my generation is apathetic and lethargic. It is foolish to presume that there is hope. And all of this will come true unless we
So I stopped it. And I know right now this is a very depressing video because you're only seeing part of it. By stopping it, I control where this video is going to go. Now, remember, in between, I have the questions. So right now, if I go through the next one, essential question, is this true? Is what this kid's saying to you, is it true? Is this going to happen? Is this really what's going to be our future? Because right now, there's a line that I want you to think about. What does this mean? What does unless we choose to reverse it mean? It's the last phrase of it. So watch the video in its entirety now. You saw it from one way where really depressing. I know that. But watch how this kid does this poem.
And all of this will come true unless we choose to reverse it. There is hope. It is foolish to presume that my generation is apathetic and lethargic. It will be evident that my peers and I care about this earth. No longer can it be said that environmental destruction will be the norm. In the future, I will live in a country of my own making. I do not concede that 30 years from now, I will be celebrating the 10th anniversary of my divorce. Experts tell me this is a quick fix society, but this will not be true in my era. Families stayed together once upon a time. I tell you this, family is more important than work. I have my priorities straight because my employer will know that they are not the most important thing in my life. So in 30 years, I will tell my children, money will make me happy is a lie, and true happiness comes from within. I realize this may be a shock, but I can change the world. and I refuse to believe that I am part of a lost generation.
Now, remember, the ads didn't pop up because I stopped it. Now, in the beginning, when you saw the video in one way, the video is very depressing. The video, like right now, this is the perspective of what the world is right now. And the noticias and everything with the COVID and all that stuff that's going on, it all looks really, really bad. And for a kid to be able to do a poem, remember, this is a video that was created by a young 12-year-old, I think it was at the time, and it was created in 2007 with all the facts in his world. But he flipped it by being able to switch it. So right now, I want to make sure you see, all I did is I just broke it up. So this video started from 0, ended at 147. This is the essential questions I put in between. And then this is being able to do this way where we're able to go through that. All right, let me make sure I push through so we can get to the rest of the stuff that I want to share with you. Now, just to show you what's happening here, this is that same video I did before where I showed you the Star Trek. But this time over here, if I click on it, you'll notice that this is a video that starts at 44 after the conductor starts talking, and I'm ending at 205. I'm not going to play it the whole way through, but I'm going to click autoplay when presenting. So right now, I'm going to go to present and look what happens. So now I could have a picture on the screen, and on the side, I can have the music playing from it. Now, for those of you that are Star Trek fans, I know this isn't the right one. I just was looking for something to use here where I can do it. So right now, you have music on the side. How do I have music on a slide? I have a music because I'm using I'm using the slide deck to go. Now, let me show you one right here. This is me as a Google slide. YouTube. The final frontier. So right now, I recorded myself on using something like Screencastify. I was watching a YouTube video with the audio, and then here I am being able to insert something from my drive inside the video. So let me get out of here to show you what this looks like. So right now here, just to show you how quickly we can do this, all you have to do to make it look like it's audio's in the video is you got to move the video to the side. So right now I'm using the arrows on my keyboard to move the video. And when I get to the edge of the video, let me move over so you guys can see this. When you get to the edge of the video, what you have to do here is you got to make it touch the side and make it red. And when you make it red, that means it's attached. And when I hit present, that means the video will play automatically. You guys don't see the video, but you know it's right here. And now I have my voice inside the video. The final frontier. These are the voyages of EdTech Team Canada in its 5-day mission. So just know right now, that's how you can do this stuff. All right, in the time that I have left with you, I wanted to make sure, leverage YouTube, do YouTube. But let me just show you right now the one that my wife gave me. So right now, I want you to know, if you've never known about this, Edpuzzle is my friend now. I didn't know this even existed. But what you can do with YouTube videos is you can make any video into a lesson, and you can choose the video and then make it your magic touch, So if you never use Edpuzzle, I want you to show you, this is my wife's class. Right now with the YouTube video, you can check if the videos are the kids are watching the videos you assign. Now, we blocked out the names of the students, but here you can see she created the videos into a quiz. You can see the date they did it and whether they turned it on time or not. And then these are all the places you can pull videos from to use in Edpuzzle. So you see YouTube, Khan Academy, National Geographic, TED Talks. Now, this is where she blew my mind. And this video, I'm just going to tell you, I know I'm going fast, but right now, what is Edpuzzle? There's a video for you to watch. How do you use it? There's a video for you to watch. But let me tell you why she blew my mind when she told me this. This kid got a grade of 86 out of 100. They watched 100% of the video, and they answered 19 of the 22 questions correct. And here's my favorite one. They watched it for 17 minutes. This is really important because if you look at the time of the video is 15 minutes long. So if this means if they watched it only for 5 minutes, that means the kid cheated. So make sure you know this is a way to check their understanding. Now, she created these into quizzes. You can see the ones the kids got wrong, the ones they got right. And then this one's important. They got this question right, but they went back and watched that section twice. So when you create a question, it creates it into a section. So if a kid is not sure about the answer, they can go back and rewatch the section before they answer that part of the video. Now, what does Edpuzzle look like? Here's a video that shows it to you. So right now, I was doing this for Canada. I went through Edpuzzle, and I went through and I clicked on Edit to make it my own so that I can look at the questions. And so I looked at question number 1. Who were the first Europeans to reach what is today known as Canada? So I saw, oh, that's a great question, number 1. That one right now plays right here. So that one right now is playing right here. I can see it. So right now, that question is going to pop up when the video gets to here. So right now I was trying to check to see what it is. I pull it to look at it. And then right now they have to watch the video, and then it's going to pop up right here with the question. So the video is playing, the YouTube video is playing that you've assigned, and you created it into a quiz. And here's the first quiz. Right now, who were the first Europeans to reach what today's known as Canada? Now you see the back end, so you have to select which question is correct. The kids never get to see that. And then it goes to the next question. So right now it's playing through to get to the next question. And then right now you go. Now this was created by another teacher, and I'm just using it. I can use it, but you can create it from scratch for yourself. Right now you can see what the answers are and the questions you have multiple choice, which grades it for you automatically. You can add what's called open-ended. That means they can answer, like they can write, or what you can do instead of giving them a question, you can insert your voice, repeating what the point was that you just saw. So right now, you don't have to just make it all that way. Now, just so you guys can see it, so you guys don't think I'm making this up, let me go to Edpuzzle. So let me go out here. Let me jump into my personal account. Out of my personal account, let me go to Edpuzzle so you guys can see this. So I'm going to go to edpuzzle.com, and then I'm going to go through the process of signing in. So right now, I'm already logged in. So you notice I'm in here. This is my account. And I'm going to tell you right now, you can pick videos. Now let's do one real quick together. I'm going to click and go curriculum. I want to know let's do middle school. I want to pick middle school. Let's look for videos for middle school. Let's look at world languages. So I'm going to click on world language. I want to teach my kids French. Let's see what lessons there are for French. Let's look for grammar. Okay. And then again, I'm not going to know what they're saying. Oh, they have them by units. Whoever made it a whole unit thing. And I can click, what's unit 11? Now I was like, learn French. They created all these videos you can go. Actually, I'm not going to know what any of these are. So I'm just going to click on one. So I'm going to click on it, and it would help if I learn French. But right now, here's the video. I can look right now. They just have the video assigned. So this person, what they did is they just assigned the video. But here's the thing I love. Down here, people went through and used their video, and you can see, which is this same person's videoing over and over. Now, here's what this person did. They inserted their videos to check the kids how much of it they're watching. So instead of assigning a YouTube video without them knowing, are they looking at it, this person assigned it so that when they assign it, they can see if they watched 100% of the video. Let me go to something that actually has questions in it, because that's what I wanted to look at you. I know right now, let's do what is board foot spark test? No, let's do this one. Torque versus horsepower. There's 12 questions in here. I'm going to click on this. And so now I'm going to go, okay, there's questions down here. Everything that has a bubble means it's a question. Here are all the different other people that have used it. So right now, this person used the 12 questions and added a voiceover. This one has 16 questions. So I like Jonathan Rice's one. Let me click on his. It's the same video, but remixed by that person. I want to see the questions. So I click on edit. If I click on copy, it's just the exact same copy, but I want to see. We're talking about what is blah, 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 blah. And I can see through the courses here what they're talking about during the course of the video. So right now, no, you can assign this. Now, the one thing you guys have to do if you're using Edpuzzle is that you guys have to make sure you're signed into your account, and then you can use it just like Google Classroom, and you can assign it, or you can make it into a link. But again, look at all the channels here. And also you can just search. So let's search right now. I want to learn more about, let's do water cycles. I type in water cycles, I hit search, and then it gives me, here are the videos from Edpuzzle that people have already created. Here's a YouTube video that I can use for this. Let's go see more. Let's see how many other videos I can find. So right now, this is all from YouTube. I'm pulling all this stuff in, and I can use it. So these are all videos that talk about that. So it uses that. So along with your playlist, along with your delivery tool, Edpuzzle is one of those things that you can go through and just be able to create videos for yourself, for your kids. Now, again, you can decide if you want to use someone else's or create your own, but Edpuzzle does that for you. And again, all those things, if you're wondering, I want to know more about Edpuzzle, I didn't know about that. On slide 24, what is Edpuzzle right here? You can actually just watch this and it goes through the overview. How do I use it? There's some great examples in here, but basically I'm telling you, you can use it. And the thing about it, it's free. For the paid version, you can keep your videos private. For the free version, everything's out shareable, which I think if you're making stuff for kids, everyone should be shareable. So this is something that I love to use, and my teachers are using it. Oh, the one thing I didn't show you here is the school. This is not my school, but I worked with a school showing this, and then all of a sudden there was nobody using it. Now there's 11 teachers using this at this school. And the thing that's awesome is that you can look at all the people that are using it, you can watch their videos and you can actually collaborate this way. In a paid version, you can keep these all private. In the public version, everything is shareable. We all share the same kitchen. So just know right now, this is one thing that I don't think is a negative. I think it's a positive. So right now, no. And then the one thing, usually I see it a lot in math. In math, you'll see that a lot of people will create their own videos. So just know right now, oh, this is someone, so this is in that area. If I go to curriculum, in curriculum, let's go high school. You see this a lot in high school. In high school math, you'll see, let's do algebra 1. Let's do polynomials. Let's do whatever this is. And then what you'll notice here, basics. You'll notice right now, these are people's videos. These are people, this is someone that's teaching it. See, like they're writing, you can record your video in your Google Drive and you can use your own video as something that you can be able to teach from. So no, you're not just pulling from YouTube. It's for you to be able to pull anything you want through that. So Edpuzzle is my last thing on that. No, I want to make sure you guys understand what I just did. Start with playlists. Find the videos on YouTube that work for you. Then make sure you share, you do the searches by what defines the easiest way for you to find. Make it as specific as possible. Make sure it's like you're ordering from a restaurant. Don't just pick what's on the menu. Pick what you want. I want this, and I want this, and I want this. Once you have that, I'm going to give you different delivery tools. Google Slides, you can edit the film inside a Google Slide where it starts and it stops. The last thing I gave you here, and they can also add audio. So remember, by clicking it on the side, you can have audio as you're talking about the slide, and you can have things in there. And the last thing I gave you was Edpuzzle. Edpuzzle is the one thing that you can use that will deliver it for you and make it all like a quiz. So make sure you can see it. If you make it multiple choice, it will grade it for you. If you do it open-ended, or open questions, you have to be the one that looks at it. And if you just want your voice to stop every once in a while, you can also do that. Remember, one of the 3 options was multiple choice, open-ended, and then voiceover. If you click voiceover, all you can do is have your voice repeating what you wanted them to do. So make sure you know Edpuzzle is one of those tools. That's why I have myself in this picture. My wife is a math teacher, and she just blew my mind when she showed this to me, and she uses it almost every day. So just know this is a great tool. You might have known, but you need it. So right now on the bottom of this, if you go through them, at the end, I have how I did some of the stuff with my faces. I'm running out of time, but I want to make sure that stuff on the end of it is just ways that you can do things. This is something that's there. And if you don't have it, if they haven't shared it in a while, know right now, this whole thing on the slide 1, this is where you have, where is this whole slide deck. Oops, go back to slide 1. This whole slide deck is under that YouTube for all. So bit.ly, YouTube for all. This is all you need. I don't know if you've ever heard of Edpuzzle. If not, but hopefully if you haven't, your mind is blown the way I was. If you have used it, you should be sharing that to everyone. Everyone should know that. YouTube, leveraging YouTube, make sure you know it's something that I think is powerful if we use it in a device that we're able to share with you. All right, Dominique, is there any questions?
No, that was great, George. Thank you so much. And thanks for sharing the extra resources there at the end as well. I had fun looking through your presentation and remembering some of those fun little tricks you shared with us.
Yes. And
yeah. Did you see any questions, Fede?
No. Well, yeah, there was one question which we answered about what the holodeck is. So yeah,
I'm sorry.
I gotta confess, I'm not a Star Trek fan, so I had to actually Google what it is in Spanish, and it's called an holocubierta. So hey, we all learned something here.
Oh man, I went super geeky. I was like, I went and I took them the wrong way. I should have stuck with Star Wars, but the holodeck works better when you're doing that because it actually makes more sense in the Star Trek realm. But ¿cómo se dice? What's holodeck?
Holocubierta.
Holocubierta. Okay. Next time I'll do that. So right now I messed up, so I feel like a pickle. I feel like I just didn't do it right. So I apologize for that. I should now. I know who's going to tell me about this. My dad's going to come in and say he watches these. He loves these. He watches all your guys' shows, and he's like loving it because it's opening his eyes. He didn't know that. He sees me doing stuff a lot in the States, but to be able to know in Latin America, there's what you guys are doing is amazing. So thank you from my father, from me, and I'm sure from all the teachers that are in this. You guys are doing amazing work. And the fact you keep doing this week after week after week is amazing.
No, thank you so much for
Yeah,
being with us, George.
it's been great having you here, and yeah, we'll keep going. So if you still have stuff to share, we'll be happy to invite you again and again and again.
It always goes back. If it's for teachers, yes, every time. So just Dominic keeps sending me invites, and I'll keep accepting them.
Awesome. Pues muchísimas gracias, George.
Okay. All right, thank you.
I know you have to run, so have a good day. Happy Friday.
Okay, happy Friday.
Bye bye. Pues sí, estaba muy bien, ¿no, Fede?
Sí, la verdad es que varias cosas que de pronto uno a veces no está pensando y que hay que, por ejemplo, lo de las bibliotecas, pues las libraries de YouTube, personalmente yo casi no lo uso. Por lo general creo siempre es listas de reproducción, es donde voy guardando y ahorita dije, ve, qué buena idea esa, ¿no? De una vez fui a revisar eso en mi YouTube al mismo momento.
Sí, no, la verdad es muy buena idea y además como recordarnos que hay 1000 recursos que ya existen. Yo sé,
exacto.
Porque he estado en capacitaciones esta semana y esas semanas, pues, donde me siento que muchos están súper abrumados diciendo, pues, yo no tengo el tiempo ni el conocimiento de hacer otro video más.
Sí, exacto. Yo creo que eso es algo que decía George, que es importante, que pues si nos tomamos el tiempo podemos tomarnos el tiempo de crear nuestros propios videos, que de pronto va a ser más tiempo, o tomarnos también el tiempo de escoger los videos indicados. Y habrá momentos, yo no sé, yo personalmente a veces uso otros videos, a veces creo los míos. Uno también conoce a quién se lo va a dar y uno toma esas decisiones sobre la marcha.
Sí, de hecho, Fede, como alguien me preguntó algo esta semana y te quería hacer la pregunta, estaba trabajando con unos maestros en México, la Ciudad de México, y uno me preguntó, oye, pero si no quiero compartir mis videos en YouTube, como que le daba pena, algo así, ¿cómo has logrado como eso?
Bueno, pues primero uno procurar convencerlos que es mejor compartirlos. pero si no, yo lo que he sugerido en esos casos es que los suban a Google Drive y los comparten solo con los estudiantes de ellos. Y por ejemplo, se puede hacer lo que hacía ahorita George en Google Slides, porque en Google Slides se puede traer videos de Google Drive. Entonces sería esa opción, se me ocurre de pronto como para ese...
Como un intermedio, ¿no? O como mientras o algo así.
Exacto, como que los tengo aquí, pero de todas maneras no me voy tan... no me comprometo con mucho, porque esto es parte del proceso. Yo también recuerdo los primeros videos que monté a YouTube, uno le da pena hasta que ya uno dice, ya vamos, no hay problema.
Sí, porque la verdad todos empezamos de lo mismo, así que es parte de, pero también les dije, tal vez ponnos como unlisted.
También, exacto.
Por ahí, como no tiene que ser público para todos, como poco a poco, ¿no? Es paso a paso.
Exacto, no, y de pronto ese unlisted es una buena idea porque solo se lo envían a quien ellos quieren que tenga acceso y luego de pronto, o sea, ahí lo que pasa es que si alguien comparte el enlace con otra persona, pues lo van a ver las otras, pero puede ser una buena manera de pronto recibir un buen comentario de alguien que uno no esperaba y diga, mírame, mis cosas sí se valoran.
Sí, así es.
Aquí,
pues es un proceso.
Veo que ya llegó Dan, entonces no sé si quieres lo vamos invitando, Dominique.
Sí, claro.
Hi, Dan. How are you doing?
Hi, Dan.
I'm good. I'm trying to fix my background. I'm trying to get a good background. So
no worries. Fede, did you see the question that just came through in the chat?
Let's see.
Ana Luisa's asking.
Okay, removing videos from their playlists. Yeah. Let's let Dan fix his background. We'll pop you back in a minute, then, Dan. Right? Do you think that's okay?
No, I'm almost there. I got it.
Okay.
I got it.
Okay, cool. So, Ana Luisa, yo creo que ahorita terminamos con Dan y revisamos el playlist.
Oh, nice.
Had to have it. Sorry. Someone said something about Star Wars Day, so I have to go there.
Oh, nice. Hi,
How are
Dan.
we doing?
Oh, we're doing great. We're doing really good. We're finishing week 5 of weekly webinars. So
Yeah, it's day 25 today.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think today it'll be 126 webinars or something like that, or 25.
Oh my gosh. Staring at a lot of screens.
Yeah. Dan, before we start, we're gonna play a short video, and
Sure.
then we'll go ahead and start with you.
All right. That sounds great.
Okay, Dan. So Dominique, she left. She's got to come back later.
No problem.
But anyway, we can go ahead and start the two of us right now. We did introduce you earlier today to people, but anyway, just so that maybe they get it from you. We mentioned that you're working right now at Tynker, and maybe what we're looking forward to getting to know from you today is maybe what can they do with Tynker? How is how has Tynker been in a way now that we're going on distance learning? How can it be used, and a lot about also how it's integrated to Google Classroom. Most of our users are Google users, so I think that's also an interesting thing to look at.
Absolutely. But thank you for having me. I dressed up my Star Wars background for Star Wars. I guess we're calling it Star Wars Week now. But I'm Daniel Rezac. I'm one of the senior education lead at Tynker, and one of the I was a science teacher, Google certified innovator, person in my area here in Chicago, around Chicago. And very excited about just STEM and how it can, integrate into core coursework and stuff like that. And I don't know, how many of you are all familiar with Hour of Code, but that's where I learned about Tynker. I started doing Hour of Code and Computer Science Education Week. And the more I kind of dug in to Hour of Code, I saw that Tynker was just all over that. And I wanted to work not just with my own school, but I wanted to really make a difference in schools all around the world. And I found that Tynker was really having an impact. So Tynker is now one of the leading computer science curricula for coding. So often, I see teachers all over the place, dabbling with coding with their students. And Tynker's great for dabbling, but it's also great for when you want to just dig in real deep. And from pre-K all the way to high school. We have one of our partners is Google, and so we've integrated with Google Classroom. I'll definitely show you a little bit of that today. But yeah, right now we have like 600 hours of coursework, and it's just keeps growing. We're adding high school coursework over the summer for getting ready for fall. And it just continues to grow.
One of the things that I usually hear from teachers when you talk with them about coding is that they consider it like a limiting factor, that like, I don't know how to code, how can I teach coding? That's something that we get a lot from teachers when you let them know, hey, what about introducing coding to your students? The first thing usually they'll go at, they say, I don't know anything about it. So I'm assuming you've got resources also to support teachers in order to integrate it, and it's not going to be like a burden on them to get to do coding. That's what I'm on.
Oh, absolutely not. In fact, one of the things I integrated coding into my last school district, and I integrated Tynker, and one of the biggest features of Tynker was the fact that any teacher could adapt it or adopt it. When I started teaching coding way back in like 2009, so 10, 11 years ago, it was really challenging to get any of my fellow teachers to try anything. So if I was the tech teacher at the time, but if I wanted to collaborate on a history project or collaborate on a Spanish but like a world language project or anything like that, they just seemed very overwhelmed by the tools at the time. And Tynker's curriculum is just something that, now I could put it in the hands of a elementary teacher, and within a couple of weeks, they can be on their own teaching computer science. It's not the way that it is arranged, the way that the lesson plans are just laid out. We basically give teachers everything they need to be successful. And, it's just, I was amazed because I've done Google, I've integrated Google, Chromebooks, everything, all that stuff. And to see teachers be able to adapt something or adopt something so quickly and just say, hey, we're doing great. This Tynker thing is fine. Is really rare. It's a really rare thing.
Yeah, I think I agree with you on that one. It usually takes time, but it's nice to see, and well, hopefully you let us see why it is this way.
Oh, absolutely, you bet. I will. So, would you like me to give you an overview?
Yeah, sure. Let's start with like an overview, and as you go, I'll also try and translate some in Spanish through the chat.
All right. Well, let me share my screen. And I'll kind of break things down for you as well. All right. And I don't want to hurt anybody with PowerPoint, so I'll show a few slides, just kind of give you an overview, and then we'll crack things open to so that everyone has a chance to actually see the tools and curriculum.
Yeah, I think that sounds fun.
Here we go. All right. Share screen. I can do it. Got it. Give me a choice. Wonderful. All right. So you can see my screen?
Yeah, we can see it.
Oh, wonderful. All right. So let me give you kind of the broad overview of Tynker. So what is Tynker? Tynker is a lot of things. I hopefully you'll be surprised. This is always one of those things. If you've dabbled with coding, you'll be surprised at really what is under the hood with Tynker. There's so many things. One of the things I was just amazed to discover was that Tynker is comprehensive, right? So it's not just a few hours of code exercises. There's 600 hours of standards-based coding coursework. So now last year we launched Tynker Junior. So students who are pre-readers can do coding so now we've covered that. There's like 10 courses for pre-readers. There's block coding coursework, and then it transitions to syntax by the time they get, in the middle grades, and then high school, we get into advanced computer science. And we have new stuff for high school too. So it's super comprehensive. And the main goal behind Tynker, is we want to help build the next generation of makers, but we're also focused on mastery. This is a difference between all the other tools and platforms out there. Is our focus on mastery is really so much different. The other piece that I like a lot, because as a tech integrator and tech coach, I want to see coding, I want to see technology being used in the core courses. So like English and science and math and social studies. That's the best way to see technology flourish. And so Tynker has these STEM courses which integrate into every subject area. So that was key for me. It was like, wow, now we can, create an electronics project or something that shows my mastery of a particular science unit. And I always thought that was really great. The other piece also is just a great grade book. I'll show you the grade book here too. It's basically an automatic assessment piece. But Tynker, we integrate with a lot of different pieces of hardware. So one of our latest is the microbit. And I like this because it's we have 2 courses for microbit, but it's also super simple. Like this, I could get a 3rd grader to code in a microbit in a minute. I swear I've done it. So the ability to be able to have students be able to now integrate hardware and code for hardware is totally there. And it's really accessible. And these are super cheap. They're not like expensive. So that's a big piece. We also integrate with drones. We also integrate with like spheros, and we have course tutorials inside Minecraft. So if you use Minecraft as a teaching tool, you can code in Tynker in Minecraft. So that's cool. And then, of course, all this block and text coding coursework to build students to mastery. So you see like the whole pipeline from pre-reader all the way to high school. And as long as kind of students stay on a path, they're going to build those mastery skills all along the way. You see here, this is kind of just a visual representation of our coursework from pre-reader all the way to advanced Python. In the summer, you should see that there's a few new offerings for high school. In fact, we are kind of teasing them because we have a high school bundle for coursework. And then these extensions, which are awesome, but you have drones. If you have any hardware like Lego, we have an augmented reality course, so you can actually it just integrates with a camera on a Chromebook. So whether you have iPads or Chromebooks, you can use the augmented reality course, and it's really cool. Advanced Python, advanced MicroPython for this little guy, and then a beginner 101 series for Microbit. And then there's the Barbie course, which everyone loves the Barbie course too. And then, of course, Minecraft. So this is just a snapshot of our coursework. Actually, right now, we just updated our pre-reader stuff, so there's 10 experiences there. But it's pretty device agnostic for the most part. Whether you have Chromebooks, that's great. Whether you have another device, you can get it on the web, tablets, that type of thing. There's 2 tablet options. So you have Tynker Junior and you have the Red Tynker app, which teachers, if they assign coursework, it'll show up in the Red app as well. So that's really exciting. And this is my other kind of favorite little piece, and that is the STEM coding coursework. So basically, we have 2 libraries of STEM projects from 3rd through 5th and 6th through 8th. We kind of leveled them that way, from life science, physical science, math, social studies, English. I actually did one of these projects in my last school, and this is just an example of a timeline. So one of the things I find, I want to work with a colleague. I want to see coding happen in a subject area that's not particularly a tech subject, but I want to see students apply their knowledge in these areas using code. So we think of code as a language, right? So it's just like a foreign language in a lot of ways. And so this is an example of a timeline. Teachers love to use timelines. And so in this case, we have a project that teachers can use and students can use to build a timeline project for a history project. So that's one example. Another might just be a book report. So we all do book reports. And in this case, you can now use Tynker. You can now use code as your method of telling your story and showing your mastery of a book that you read. So this is just a great option. And now that students will have, they will have great literacy, coding literacy skills. This was just going to be another option for them anytime they do a project in their, I say English, but language class, however we call that. So that's a big piece, I think, for me. There's an addition. There's just hundreds of other options of extra projects. If a student gets to the end of the course, they can go to our Hour of Code page, and you can reward them with more projects. So just a lot of different options there. There's a a custom grade book. There, your classroom also is getting kind of live data as well. You get a nice educator dashboard. But let me open things up so you can see a little bit better. But this is my this is my dashboard. So when I log into Tynker, I have the ability here to add classes. And so I can add a class here, and you can see here that I can link Google Classroom first off. So for all of my Google schools, this is super easy, because if I have set up my Google classes, I just click that link and I'll get a little drop down and I'll pick my Google class, and immediately all of them will be imported. So there's no real setup time for my students there. Once you have a course created or a class, you're then have the ability to assign lessons. So now I can do my assigning here, and I have a lot of options. I already have all the hour of code options. This is great. We've put all of our hour of code lessons directly into your class, so students can access them there. It's just super simple. Each week we have weekly projects, so you can assign them if you like. Here's like a Mother's Day project, and this is a new project that has a nice tutorial, and you can assign those directly to your class. If you want to assign new coursework, you can go here, and anyone that the way that I'll show you this kind of how this works for students with Google Classroom, but I'm going to go to, let's say, P101. It's a great course for like 3rd, 4th, and 5th grade here. As a teacher, you can preview all this content yourself, and this is just like we've broken things down really, really nicely for you. Every lesson here is just very detailed. Right here, I can preview any one of these lessons. And then as a teacher, I have these great lesson plans, so I see my introductions, my code blocks, my vocabulary. I can help get myself prepared with some ideas about how to launch these lessons, possible warm-ups. I was a science teacher, so having the vocabulary here will give me an opportunity to introduce it in kind of a fun way. And then I can come up here and I can preview any one of these lessons. Every lesson typically has a final project and a quiz. So you'll see here we have a quiz, and then I do have a project here as well. So there's summative and there's formative assessment. So I can go here, I can take a look at what my final project looks like. And this is what we call the Tynker workshop. So this is where students will build their projects. Right in here. I see there's questions in the chat, and I'm sure sometimes you're gonna tell me what they're saying. That's great.
Yeah, in a minute I'll let you know what's going on.
Sure.
So far I've been just translating as we go. And I do have some questions of my own too.
No problem. While that's loading, I just wanted to show you a little bit of an idea of what the gradebook looks like. So we have this really cool gradebook. And the reason I like it is because we have this feature called the Concepts Mastery gradebook, which basically tracks student progress in individual computer science skill. So not just like, did they do a lesson or did they complete a quiz, but where are they in relation to loops and variables and these very important computer science concepts. And so this will track over time through each course, and not just each course, but year over year. So as they get into Python, JavaScript, we'll actually be able to see, are they mastering these particular concepts? And wow, my internet's kind of slow, but hey, All right. I'll get back to that in just a minute. But you see here, this is the Tynker workshop. We have also made this very comparable. So if you were on a tablet, it looks very similar. On the left here in this tutorial is where our this is where the tutorial kind of lives. You get a model project here with sample code. And then as you build these projects, you'll get some suggestions as to what your code might look like, how you can manipulate your code. And you may actually be able, in some projects, you can actually drag code directly out of the tutorial and into your code editor right here. In the top right, this is what we call the stage. And in the bottom here, these are what we call actors. I can run my code here, and I can use my right arrow and my left arrow to manipulate my actor there. And if I don't like how that goes, I can start playing around with my degrees here. And this is just one sample project as we're building our skills with loops and variables. You can see that. But yeah, let me see my gradebook. I'm going to go back here. So this is my concepts gradebook. So as students are going through projects and they're going through the coursework, you're seeing all of these individual skills like visibility, right? Costume handling, delays, conditional weights. All of those go in kind of a ranking here. And every student here, we can see what their mastery skills are over a period of time. Individual mastery is also tracked. So let's say I have, I've got Andrew. I can see an individual mastery page here, so I can see how Andrew's doing. I can share this with their parents. Here's all of their lesson progress, all of their concepts that they are proficient. And the thing I noticed, and which is pretty cool, is that even after a few weeks, students will start mastering some basic concepts, just like simple motion or animation, those types of things. First grade, second grade, we're already starting to see mastery. Every project one student has done goes to their on their mastery page here, so I can look at any of that. I can see the badges they've earned and all their recent activity. And it's really powerful. It's just, especially if I'm, doing some sort of a parent-teacher conference or something, I just show the mastery progress for that student. Let me go back here. So that's my project. So I can pause here for a second if you have questions. Yeah. I can answer your questions.
Well, right now, one of the first question they wanted to know is if, where could they have access to the deck you were showing us at the beginning, the slide deck?
I can definitely share that with you. In fact, there may be an online version of it. If you go to tynker.com, let me try it, /brochure. Let's see if that works. I think that does still work. It may be a little outdated, but it pretty much is the same thing. Let me put that in the chat for you.
Yeah, I just found it. And then I did have a question of my own here. Sure. No, I was looking that usually I've seen, let's say, other resources related to coding. Mm-hmm. What I've just noticed here is that you really go into the nitty gritty in the end. Let's say when you're like a high school student learning like Python, yeah, which I see as I don't know. My question was going as why did you guys, let's say, make it go all the way to like Python? Let's say why Python? Why was that the one I see that I don't know why that a programming language? Let's say.
I would say Python is probably the most popular coding language at this time. And I think that's, we're just, I think, addressing a lot of what we're seeing students in high school want to learn, and then students coming in, computer science in college also wanting to learn. So I think we're addressing that and preparing kids with that. JavaScript is still great. Everyone likes JavaScript, but I think we're just seeing that need. I think we are going to be addressing high school as well with In fact, I don't know if you can see it. I think we were teasing the high school courses on our page. I'll see if it's there, maybe in our public page. But at least there used to be a spot. I saw it just a couple weeks ago, where and it's probably not here yet. I don't know. Not yet. I don't think so. But I know we are teasing those high school, and I think Java is actually one of those. And I think that's because in the United States, the Java is like the AP course for high school. So
yeah, that and the other thing I was noticing is when you were showing us the type of projects you could develop, let's say book reports and timelines and stuff like this. I was thinking about how it related to the concept mastery you were mentioning.
Yeah.
What I see here is that every teacher does it. There's cause and effect on stories, on timelines, and maybe we just don't know that it let's say cause and effect is pretty much programming, right? If this happens, then this happens. So it's a way of I see it as a way of integrating now explicitly these concepts which were previously just implied, and maybe we were not programming, but we were really thinking about what had happened so that this other thing happened. So I see it as an interesting way of seeing how computer science does integrate with other subjects.
Yeah, I honestly, it's one of my favorite pieces. And for first of all, Tynker's one of the I've never seen a company or a curriculum treat coding as though it's a language. And that was kind of one of the founding principles of this coursework, was we view it as a literacy, which I love. And so when you look at it that way, you should be able to apply that literacy in any place. When I was running a STEM lab a few years ago, computer science was always something that we could attach to any project. We could always make some sort of coding option. And so I love that idea. And it's definitely definitely something that really works.
And we have here, well, it's not a question, but I'm going to make it a question. They're asking us about difficulty when the domain admins do not allow to download any apps. Is an app required to use Tynker?
Only if you're using it on an iPad. So I don't know if you have iPad, if you're an iPad school, if you have those devices, then yeah, they will need the app for that. I believe, and again, this is iPad only, but if you have the new iPad OS, if you've uploaded, if you've updated to the new iPad OS, it's possible that you can, and students can use the web version in like a Safari browser. I've seen that some students have success with that. It's not ideal. I mean, the app really is all like the words even say touch and tilt and stuff like that. Some of the blocks were changed for the app, but everything is web-based. So as long as they are able to, get to a browser, they should be okay.
Okay, great.
I do have one other little thing I want to share, and I don't know if this will be relevant to your group or not, but we are testing right now a Spanish language version of Tynker.
Oh, that's definitely important for us.
So right now, the translations are going through a little bit of a just quality assurance testing, and I know that some of them are not perfect, and so, but this is for the K-5 coursework. It's designed so that basically the entire lower grade, the entire K-5 curriculum, if you wanted it to be in Spanish, students could have the Spanish version of it. It's basically all the same content. And as a teacher, this is my teacher dashboard. I can switch back and forth from like Spanish and English translations. And then I think as we even dig deeper into the content, and I'll just use this as an example. The Tynker workshop has been translated. Everything there is is there, and I think that can be an option. But keep in mind it's not on iPad or tablets; it's just web only, and so all that is still in progress. But basically, the idea is that by the time fall rolls around, at least that we will have worked out all the different translation issues and things like that. So but I just thought that
it will be available as of the next school year, let's say.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Because people are already, I know from the chat that they're willing to beta test it. If you need any beta testers, we can help you out with that.
Oh, good. Yeah. So I mean, here, this entire, the entire workshop has been translated. Occasionally, you see some English pop up here and there where we're still working out some things, but all the actors, the buttons, everything there should be. We had a whole bunch of great people do these translations. They were manually translated, so it wasn't just an app or anything like that. So people went through and one by one did that. So anyway, I just thought I'd show that because that's pretty cool.
No, and it really, as well, our viewers are definitely interested in the Spanish version too. We work with schools that are bilingual, so in some cases I'm sure that they are also interested in the English version.
Sure.
But yeah, and I was going to ask you about that. Maybe do you have any users in Latin America that right now? Or,
yeah, we do. I know we do.
Yeah, even of the English version, because I do know a couple schools. Let's say I'm in Colombia right now, and I do know a few schools who are using Tynker in English. But sure. Yeah, as I was telling you, they were bilingual schools. But one of the things you also mentioned before is how you guys see it as it's like teaching a new language. And currently, let's say, I know that here in Colombia, at least where I grew up,
yep.
A couple of years ago, let's say, learning how to speak English was like the thing that schools had to do. And now it's become that it's programming, it's, they say, like, if you really need a language now for the future, it's programming, all the others are not as important or for the future, let's say. Right. Eventually we'll be able to communicate, but programming is seen as and also as a skill,
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, no, it's I mean, I don't know, I think even with what's going on in our current situation with a lot of people having to work from home and learn from home, Tynker has been actually a remote learning platform since we started. So it's always been, one of the nice things about it is the fact that you can do it anywhere, and it's not, you don't have to be in a classroom if you don't want to be. And if students want to investigate and go a little further when they get home or in study hall or wherever they're at, then they have that ability, and nothing's really holding them back per se.
Yeah, I also think that the mastery, what was it? Skills? No, mastery. You showed us the concept mastery. Yeah, I thought that was really interesting. Also, how you're telling us that it's got like a follow up over the years, no?
Yeah, as students go through this coursework, they're going to see these concepts more than once, right? They're going to see these come up in every course, really. That computer science has a base of specific, skills like loops and variables and those types of things. But they get more challenging, as you learn more and more skill, and so they're actually connected. So if you see the coursework, you can see that some of this coursework, like the 101s, these are beginners. So you're going to see a lot of beginner concepts there. And when students do those, they're going to kind of get coded as that's, a beginner concept. But when they get into the 102s, when you get into intermediate, now that you're going to start getting those critical skills are going to be going up the ladder a little bit. And then by the time they get to like 302, they're starting to see advanced skills. JavaScript, Python, those are advanced. So it kind of works them up that ladder all the way from first, second grade. So.
Are there like a paper-based programming activities too? Like maybe stuff that we could print and maybe just introduce concepts or?
They're embedded in the lessons. So if you go through, and I know if you go like through actually some of the lesson, you'll see some options for like offline activities when you preview the lessons. You're like, oh, like look, there's an offline activity. There's not like a separate collection of them somewhere. But I noticed if you look, and you can see sometimes in the warm-ups or in the like wrap-up activities, there's alternative extensions, that you can do so. And sometimes there's printables that link there as well.
Nice. No, yeah, I asked you because I used to teach also programming, and these I used it most as like anchor activities at times, maybe, or as maybe as to refresh some concepts and stuff like that. So we usually sometimes did some of those, or maybe like in station work when we didn't have enough computers. Then, everybody had a chance to you gotta use some paper here, and then later you'll go to the computer and I find them that they are helpful just to reinforce some concepts and also understand simple things just about what an algorithm is, and it's really useful when they're drawing them and okay, I got it. It's a pattern and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, and right now with like COVID-19, are you guys do you guys have any like helpful resources for educators that maybe they could use or available?
Well, first of all, they should go. I don't know if there is a link, and I'll put it up here. If you want to request access to Tynker, you can do that. And if I can put it, I'll put it in the chat. You can share it with everyone.
Okay.
I think that may only be going for a few more weeks, though. But request it anyway. Get early access. That way, at least you can try it out, play it out, and it's pretty immediate. You can see all the content there, and you can actually assign it to students and things like that. So definitely that. And then you should really go to our blog. And if you go to the Tynker blog, we have tons of resources. So there's a couple things that I want to just point out there. Let me see here. I'll put that in the chat as well. And we're also doing something new as well. So you'll see just great resources here. There's tips. There's links to the new projects. There's the toolbox, which breaks down some of the new features of Tynker and how to use them. But then also in literally just about a couple hours, we're going to be doing Tynker Live. So what we've been doing there is it's on our YouTube channel. We are doing weekly student projects, and I'll grab you that link for today's. We are literally doing live shows for students. We have here you go. I'll put that in the chat. I'll send that. And this has been a lot of fun. We have a moderated chat. Oh, that was a bad link. Let me try that. There we go. All right. So in this here, that I put a link in there. In about an hour, we're going to go live. We're going to be doing the Googly Eyes project, which just helps students. We're going to walk through that project. We're going to show them some customizations, and we do this every time. So every project is going to be, every episode is a new project, and it's usually the projects are living right inside your projects folder. So students will show you how to get there. We'll show students some ideas on how to customize it. And there's also a moderated chat. We're not using YouTube chat, and there's a link to that chat right there. And it's just it's really really well done, a lot of fun, and you guys should try that out. So we've been doing that since
I just shared it on the chat, so I'm hoping you'll get a couple of extra viewers this time from Latin America.
Oh, good. That would be wonderful.
Also, just joining us now is Juan.
Hey, Dan.
Juan. Hey, how are you?
Josie? Good. How are you?
Oh, so good. Thanks for asking.
No, thanks for doing this. Yeah,
my pleasure.
Actually, I don't know if maybe Juan missed it, but Dan just mentioned that as of maybe next August, September, Tynker, there will be a Spanish version of Tynker, so which is really cool.
And we didn't know that when we invited you, so that's
you didn't.
News.
But I was able to show a little preview of it. So.
Oh, that's great. Okay, awesome. So I don't know if I'm interrupting or at what time. No, were you finishing?
We were just about to finish anyway.
So, great. Okay.
You joined just in time for it.
Great. No, great. And I know that you probably already told about opening Tynker for schools now that they're closed. Until what date is that open?
Well, technically it's May 31st, but I think if you get in there now and you to get some good usage, you can get an extension for a little while. So so definitely fill out. I did put the link in the chat so that folks can have that. Fill that out, and then dig in for a couple weeks, and then request an extension.
Okay.
So all right.
Sounds good, for sure.
I just reminded them then about the due date, May 31st being the limit. But no, I think it was great getting to see everything that you guys are doing. Some things I had no idea about, such as the concept mastery, which I think is like amazing to have such a good follow-up on concepts for students. Also that the fact that you guys are going all the way into Python at the end, which is, as you were saying, really preparing kids for the future. Well, the present, I'd say, actually, because that's what's going on now. But I think these are like great tools that you guys have, and hopefully we'll get some more teachers to to start using coding as part of their lessons and integrate it to other subjects.
Yeah, and after we're done, I want to make sure I'll send you a message. I just want to make sure that those folks that really are interested in the Spanish version, we may be able to either get you some early access just to play around. So I'll send you a follow-up email and see if we can see who's interested in checking that out. All right.
Yeah, for sure. No, we'd love to. Because I think more and more we talked about the soft skills or the 21st century skills. It's just regular people working and living in the 21st century now. We have to have them, and they're as important as any other skill. And I think what I like about Tynker is that it makes it accessible, and it's I think teachers usually see technology like this separate subject and something that's outside of their reach. It's too complicated, but you gamify it, make it fun and accessible, and that's really cool.
Yeah, that's the goal. We want anybody. I mean, one of our little hashtags is every teacher can code and every student can code. We always like to remind everybody that it's just anyone can do this. It really is possible. You don't have to get a whole new, teaching certificate just to integrate this into your coursework. So it's a lot of fun.
Great.
Thanks. And that's usually one of the limits that the teachers see. They're like, I can't do this, or how long will it take me to learn how to code so that I can then teach coding?
Yeah, not necessary.
You learn with them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we've got a question here for you related to how do you see Khan Academy's coding compared to Tynker's?
Yeah, no problem. I mean, there's a few different things, right? So one is kind of this focus on mastery. And that's one of the things I mentioned earlier, just the complete path from pre-K that slowly builds skill all the way into, using block coding and then moving into syntax and then moving into advanced. So we have that complete pipeline. The other thing is the STEM integration, right? So that's another huge that's something that I often start to hear that in the middle grades where, teachers are trying to figure out, how do we make computer science happen in the middle grades? Well, let's do a social studies project or an English project. Now you have a really great layer, and where this is where integration and coaching, I think, you start to see kind of a bigger need for those roles. And then the other piece is diversity of content. If you look at Tynker's content and you just start having fun with it. And one of the things I noticed, most, and again, I can't really speak for a lot of our competitors other than what I hear from other educators. After people usually go to Tynker after they've tried other tools for about a year. And they go, we're just ready for something else. And we're ready for the next step. And that's what I always hear. Why'd you come to Tynker? We were ready for the next thing. We were ready for mastery. We were ready for those things. So that's how I would, kind of describe that. Diversity of content, try a course, play with it, and see, and then try another one and see. It's a totally new experience, different characters, different fun.
Yeah, and I wouldn't even see Khan Academy as competitors, because we use it all the time in science and math, but it's something supplemental. So you could have like a core guided curriculum, and then some students are going to go beyond, or are going to have extra time, or are going to try out different projects, and they can check them out. But I think one can complement the other, and Khan Academy is free, so you could have take a look at other lessons, but you can have Tynker as like your guiding program, right, as a core. Because I don't really see that they compete. It's like we have schools that have textbooks or digital books, and they watch a video on Khan Academy on a particular math thing. So it's they can work really well, I think.
Yeah, you have a good point. I think even my own child will use Khan Academy, and that very same reason, right? Well, today I went on Khan Academy and I learned because I was confused about something. So
yeah, agreed.
Good point.
Yeah, no, well, then thank you very much, Dan. I think we had like a great overview of everything Tynker does, and as I told you, I'm looking forward to having more people get into it. And let us know if anybody joins the chat. We'll let them know to maybe tell you, hey, I come here from Nivela's chat. So.
Oh, well, thank you. And again, thank you. Appreciate you guys having us on. Thanks everyone in the chat. Looking forward to chatting more with you. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Thanks. Take care.
All right. Take care.
Bye.
Bueno, Juan, nos acompañaste en el cierre. ¿Qué tal?
Pues qué bueno, qué gusto.
No, la verdad es que estuvo interesante todo lo que hace Tynker. La verdad es que fue una sorpresa lo que viene en español. Ahí él nos dio un overview, te lo perdiste, pero pues está todo traducido. Y pues eso le comenté, como había interés acá en el chat, pues yo le comenté eso, le dije, pues mira, si hay que probarlo, con mucho gusto, sabemos que lo que hay es interés por eso.
Somos su conejillo de indias, que nos aviente y lo revisamos. Sí, claro que sí.
Exacto. Y, ¿qué más? Espérate, yo sé que tenía unos pendientes por aquí porque Dominique me dejó una tarea.
Esa Dominique.
Sí.
Deja mucha tarea.
Tarea que nos dejó Dominique. Teníamos, una pregunta que nos hicieron, Google Meet con audio. Y la otra pregunta que teníamos, Google Meet con audio, ven y la respondemos rápidamente. Esa nos la hizo Ana Luisa, creo. No.
Pero, ¿cuál es la pregunta específica?
¿Cómo se puede escuchar el audio en los Meets de Google? Porque es que hace poco pusieron ahora la opción de tab que uno puede con una pestaña compartir. Espérate, vamos a ver aquí, mira. Compartir el audio durante una reunión.
A ver, esa no me la sé.
Esa está aquí, mira.
Compartir el audio del computador. El audio interno. Ya.
Exacto, mira, aquí está. Vamos a ver.
Ahora vas a tener que mostrar tu pantalla.
Exacto. Sí, creo que aquí vamos bien ya. Tengo como 1000 pestañas, no sé cuáles, pero ya esta sí.
Esa fue.
Aquí, mira, dale, nos unimos y el cuento esto fue reciente, yo creo que fue como la semana pasada, o hace 2 semanas, algo así, al momento en las más opciones. Espérate, ¿dónde está? No, perdón, presentar ahora, si es presentar ahora, en pestaña. Entonces, ahí está. Para video, aquí, entonces ahí en teoría sí sale el audio.
Ya, pero el audio tiene que estar viniendo de esa ventana. O sea, si uno tiene otro video de YouTube abierto, no se va a escuchar.
Exacto, solo el de esa pestaña.
Es un pasito.
Exacto. Entonces, esa era la respuesta que teníamos para, creo que era María del Rosario. Ahora toca verificar. Espérate, confirmo.
Sí, María del Rosario. Justo ella estaba comentando que es cuando presentas el video se entorpece la escucha. Sí, porque estás tomando el audio de tus bocinas internas. No es lo ideal, ¿no? Pero así, exacto, si estás mostrando el video, ya se va a escuchar mejor.
Sí, esa era. Hubo otra pregunta, ahora no recuerdo cuál era la pregunta. El lunes creo que la responderemos entonces, cuando me confirmen Dominique. De resto pues ya nos vamos de despedida hoy. Feliz Día de las Madres a las madres.
Sí, se celebra creo que en todos lados. Allá, ¿qué día es?
El domingo.
El domingo, pero siempre cae en domingo.
Sí, segundo domingo de mayo, siempre.
Sí, ahora casualmente va a caer igual que en México, que es el 10, pero bueno, nosotros siempre es el 10, no importa, o sea, que sí, qué día de la semana sea. Así que sí, saludos a todas las madres.
Sí, nos vemos la semana entrante. La semana entrante vamos a tener ya el descuento que invitados tenemos de FED, de las simulaciones, entonces nos van a estar hablando de ese tema. Que pronto no lo hemos tocado, pero lo hemos recomendado bastante en estos días. Varias veces nos preguntan y decimos, usen FED, prueben FED, pero bueno, ya tenemos formación FED para que tengan ahí su taller. Sí. También es Día del Profesor la semana entrante.
Sí, bueno, doble, triple felicitación. Todas se las merecen.
Podemos tener algo con el profesor Girafales y doña Florinda, ¿viste?
¿Verdad? Ya arruinaste los invitados sorpresa. No,
sí, sí. No, ya eso, o sea, la semana entrante vamos a tener fijo, tenemos FED, vamos a tener otras sesiones que viene también George Barcenas va a volver. Y estamos por confirmar unas cuantas sesiones adicionales de unos proyectos de innovación que van a compartirnos. Y por último, también estamos tratando de organizar una mesa redonda relacionada a como los cambios que han habido en cuanto a la educación a distancia ahorita y cómo lo han estado manejando diferentes colegios. Entonces, ideas y todo eso.
Sí, ya vimos que George ya se convirtió en un favorito del público, pero ya es un consentido, ¿eh?
Sí, aquí ya mejor dicho lo tienen, siempre están esperándolo.
Sí, pues muy bien, nos dará mucho gusto verlo.
Pues sí, y bueno, pues ya, entonces no siendo más, nos despedimos. Entonces, nos vemos todos la semana.
Gracias, Fede.
Chao, gracias a ti,
Chao.
Juan.
Buen día.